Welcome. My name is Afif Barhoumi and I'm from the United Nations Industrial Development Organization office in Bahrain. In today's lesson, we'll be talking about introduction to business counseling and the counseling process. As you are aware, business counseling and supporting entrepreneurs, we have two kinds of entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs who want to start up a business that do not have a business yet. They're still in the planning phase and the idea identification phase. And we have entrepreneurs who already started their business and need to be provided additional support to grow and expand their business. In the business counseling for enterprise creation, we usually focus a lot on the idea, developing the idea, fine-tuning the idea with the entrepreneur, while on the growth level of business counseling, we go more into detail, because now you have an entrepreneur who has been in business for 3-4 years, 2 years, and now they want to expand into other markets. So now we could be looking into market access. And you know, in some countries there are standards and requirements. So accordingly, we need to upgrade the quality of the product or the service to satisfy this new export market. When it comes to technology, there could be a need of new technology, more advanced technology, higher end technology. The market access and the technology would require financing. For a startup, usually financing is small. For growth businesses, the financing could go into big figures. And the quality and the kind of financing would vary from a startup to a growth business. A startup can rely on loans, his own savings. On a growth business, savings would not be enough because the investment size would be big, and then the potentiality of foreign investors coming into the business will become much bigger and have a stronger potential in that. And this is where we start talking about joint ventures, technology transfer, equipment purchase, standards, quality management, and all these requirements. So today we have with us one of our entrepreneurs who has taken the program a couple of years ago, and he has established his business, and his business is growing very well. Now what we want to do with him is to counsel him on how to grow further this business and expand his business. So allow me to welcome our entrepreneur, Mohammed Alawi. How are you, Mohammed?
Good, I'm doing very well, thank you. Thanks for having me on board.
Mohammed, I know you took the Enterprise Development and Investment Promotion Program of UNIDO 3-4 years ago. So can you tell us a little bit about the experience 3-4 years ago and now where we are today in the business and what's happening?
Sure. When I went into the program at that point of time, I was just coming out of my shell, so to speak, from in terms of the business and the knowledge and the information, and I was in a raw form, so to speak. And upon entrance to the program, we had covered different information or different activities. We were talking about finances, we were talking about marketing, we were talking about business, we're talking about risk taking, which I recall was a very crucial and important aspect of the program, and I thought it to be very interesting, and the overall development process for the program. And we had a multitude of instructors ranging from accountant experts, financiers, entrepreneurs themselves who had come on board and had benefited from the program in previous batches, and as well as the actual attendees. So the individuals who had attended the program, my colleagues at that point of time, were also people with similar interests and ambitions, so to speak. Upon completion of the program at that point of time, we had took that practice into the business which I had been working on, which is a family company that has been established for some time, and we looked at the possibilities of growth, development, based on a lot of the guidelines which were explained to me on direct one-to-one sessions, on explanations, on counseling that was provided at this workshop. And we saw that there were a lot of feasible options for us and a lot of positive outlooks that we had benefited from and were able to get us to the next level.
Okay. Mohammed, can you tell us a little bit about your educational background, please, if you don't mind?
Sure. My education background is that I am a bachelor's holder of a finance and economics degree from the University of Houston, and with a minor in Asian studies and entrepreneurship. I did also, or I undergo a lot of training programs. I attend a lot of different workshops to this day, and I'm interested in further pursuing a Master's of Science degree in Engineering Management in the near future.
And what's the businesses are already there, as I know, for some time. So can you tell us a little bit about the business that you are running currently, please?
Sure. Our company is specialized in the field of health, safety, and environment in terms of providing services and relevant products. From a coverage standpoint, we are currently servicing the Gulf countries, which comprise of Kingdom of Bahrain, Qatar, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Oman, Kuwait, and the Emirates. We have extended our reach over the past couple of years into Europe as well as North Africa.
Okay. Can you a little bit briefly explain more what do you mean by services for health, safety, and environment? What do you mean by engineering for health, safety, and environment?
Sure. Over the past time period, the overall expansion in the Gulf countries from a business feasibility or from a business standpoint has seen a lot of growth. Not only was it in the banking sector, but also in the infrastructure, in general industry, and overall export increase in terms of oil, plastics, fertilizers, and different export products, which are considered natural resources of the countries. And of course, these different establishments and these different facilities and projects require very strong and very high standards when it comes to health, safety, and environment.
Okay.
Either when it comes to the asset protection or when it comes to the personnel themselves, the employees, the insurance requirements, the integrity of the facility, the integrity of the product from a quality against time and cost standpoint. And this is where we come in. Our company is very specialized in this field, and a lot of companies, of course, with their ongoing productions, they have their quotas to meet, they have their capacities to reach, and they have deadlines. So it's important for us as an organization to support these companies, and we support them by providing them the right personnel from specialized high-end engineers to project management from a health, safety, environment standpoint, where we are contracted out by the main company, given our expertise and background to assist, specialized training, consultancy services, and recently we've entered the product industry by providing high-end flame-resistant industrial clothing.
So we continue talking about business counseling for growth of enterprises and entrepreneurs. Hamad, when did you start your business?
The business started before my joining back in 2003, in late 2003. My father retired as the director of health, safety, environment in the Ministry of Labor. He was a government official. And he had seen the need and the requirement for such a entity or an organization, but on a small scale. That was the initial understanding for it. And with support from the International Labor Organization, Arab Labor Organization, and World Health Organization, we were able to create some kind of platform for an organization like ours to exist. The company started taking projects, civil activities, infrastructure activities, oil and gas and mechanical projects, and we've reached expansions throughout the Gulf within a short few years, as well as taking a major project in Sakhalin Island, Russia, where our company was hired by one of the largest oil and gas producers in the world, Royal Dutch Shell, to train 4,000 people in 6 different languages. So a Bahraini company goes all the way to Russia and trains people in Turkish, Russian, Thai, Cantonese, Vietnamese, and English. Okay. And we've set up the whole process, and the company, upon completion of our training, was able to achieve 20 million man-hours without lost time incident, which is a big leading indicator when it comes to health, safety, environment statistics.
Okay. Mohammed, with these examples of Russia and the project you took in Russia, this gives us some kind of the size of this business and the size of this operation. So can you give us some more insight on what's the size of the turnover? What's the size of this business
Sure.
that this company
At
does?
this point of time, obviously as all businesses, it's fluctuating, but at this point of time, we're in the average of around $2 million per annum,
Okay.
and hopefully growing in the next short few years.
Okay. So, looking at what you said now, you have, I look at this company that has been set up in 2003. You have a very strong technical person who's your father, who's already into that field, and I believe he's been there for at least 20, 25 years, if I'm not mistaken.
35 years.
35 years. You're able to get good businesses. They have a good quality entrepreneur now who's broadening up things, and this is, I mean, you, which helps, gives energy and boosts the company to expand into other markets.
We also have very strong family members. I have both my siblings in the company. One of them is the general manager, and one of them is the administration manager. So we're more or less in a family shell, but we run on a very corporate platform. So
Okay.
we have different departments, different units, different requirements, and different job specifications for each person.
Hamad, when you called me and you requested this business counseling session on growth, what do you have in mind? How can we help you? How can we facilitate the growth of this company to expand and enlarge and move into new markets? So what can we do for you?
Well, thanks for asking. As I think far as we have witnessed, we were very much appreciative of the support that was provided by UNIDO from a technical and business standpoint. And you've seen how the company has developed into what we hope to be a success story. And I think at this point of time, what we're looking for is the next step or the next phase in terms of development, which is regional outreach, opening of or entrance of new markets, expansion projects, and taking on the next sort of development stage for our company to platform hopefully into a maturity level in a couple of short years.
When you say project outreach, you're planning to take projects outside Bahrain, same case you have in Russia, or do you intend to open offices in or headquarter offices in other countries, or are you seeking to get in some investments or investors who can bring in cash, technology, or market access? Because the growth now that I can see, you have different routes. So what we want to do is to try and see which is the best option for you, and then accordingly try to identify this growth program or the growth business plan.
Well, there's two things that we look at, Afif. The first point is that obviously we're a profit-driven industry, so it's important for us to turn a good profit. In order to reach that, we have to expand to developing or developed markets that have high purchasing power, high equity reserves, large-scale projects, large prospects. At the same time, our job as a company and our purpose, and this is important for us, is to improve and create an effective, sustainable, non-compromisable safety culture for organizations, be it individuals, government, or private. So this kind of social responsibility, if you will, is something that we want on a local level, regional level, and if we can spread it to the world, that would be, of course, of great added value. So we look at both sides of the spectrum. The financial gains, of course, as any business would be, and at the same time, the benefit that we give, hopefully, to society when we are protecting the industries, when we are protecting the assets, and when we're protecting, of course, mainly the human capital or the people. So we are, of course, looking for both sides of this. We're looking for the expansion process, which is occurring as we speak, and of course, utilizing UNIDO's expertise in terms of opening for us these new markets. You've mentioned earlier the restrictions and the requirements and the guidelines, as each country has its own set of rules and requirements. and at the same time the know-how and the network, which is of course important in today's day and age, in order for us to get into the right doors, meet with the right people, and hopefully close out some interesting and sustainable projects in the next time period.
Okay. Let me, Mohammed, just remind you or remind the audience that you have two kinds of businesses. You have a service-oriented business, which is engineering-based, and then you have a product manufacturing setup for health, for clothes, special garments, special requirements. You want to expand on the engineering side, or you want to expand on the product side?
Okay. When we thought of these different business divisions, it was more of a marriage. Okay, when it comes to the service and the product itself. So we believe that the integration of this is crucial to the success of the company. Obviously, we're looking for ongoing business, ongoing continuity, and it's important that we have the relevant expertise from an engineering standpoint and the relevant product from, of course, a product-based standpoint in order to meet somewhere in the middle and help the companies in whatever requirements. Because nowadays, it's not just about the product, it's also about the service, it's about the quality, it's about the added value. So a lot of companies today will not ask you for a product by itself, but will ask you for a solution-based requirement. And therefore, when we are providing this kind of approach, then it's important for us to cover all different angles of it.
Okay. Ahmed, nobody knows your business as much as you would know it because you're living it every single day.
You seem to have a good idea about it.
My question is, you know you have some products that you're selling in the market.
Sure.
You know the quality, the level of this product. Can we improve that quality of the product? What needs to be done to improve the quality of that product?
I think products as human beings have an ongoing cycle of development. Okay, you never stop learning.
Okay.
And you never stop developing the product or whatever it is that you're providing, either a service-based solution or a product-based solution, as I mentioned. So, of course, when we're looking at international practices, best standards, current activities or current provisions by large-scale organizations who have, of course, years and years under their belt compared to us. And it's important for us to learn from these individuals in order for us to develop or learn from these organizations.
Okay.
So I think that obviously in the developing life cycle of the business, products and services, we can always have any kind of financial injection, technical injection, expertise injection, human capital injection, and of course getting the right counseling, getting the right attention for it, hopefully brings in the desired results.
Okay. On the service side, do you believe we can widen, expand the services being offered today, upgrade the quality of that service? Do you want to do that through a joint venture, or do you want to do that through subcontracting from major big businesses, which will give you the learning process from them on how do they do their own business and how do they run about their own business? Because this will help us identify the potential partner.
Sure. Well, Afif, I think that nowadays it's very difficult for companies to run by themselves.
Okay.
Nowadays, what we see in the market overall is a consortium or a joining of different organizations, be it from a technical, financial level, expertise, the main management or the board of the company coming in from different backgrounds or different walks of life to give something new to the organization. So of course it's important to see, and at this point of time we are studying several options as we speak, be it a venture capital approach, which is approaching high net worth individuals to find out potential investors, and of course providing the right information to them to identify what kind of returns they'd be getting initially. Different expansion projects with opening regional offices across the Gulf, and we've established that by our headquarter hub in the Kingdom of Bahrain, and right now we've recently opened an office in the state of Qatar. which is a head office owned by Bahraini and Qatari shareholders. So we have joint expertise as well involved in that, because it's not just about financials anymore. Okay, and we've all seen that given the financial situations throughout the world over, it's important to not only have the finances, but to have the know-how as well. And that's what we're hoping to achieve.
And it is a technology-based world today.
Absolutely.
Money is not always the issue. The issue is the know-how, the technology, and knowing the markets and the access to the markets. Hamad, for this growth plan that you have, that you are aspiring to achieve, this leap in this business, do you have an idea, since you already have a financial background, so I'm sure you have already done the numbers and you've done the figures. What would be the investment that you would require now? And then what we will try to do is either support you through the venture capital investors, or try to link you with foreign investors who can contribute. Instead of putting cash investments, they can give you know-how, technology, equipment, and they can provide you with market access. So if we want to quantify this growth jump, how much cash money do we really need?
At this point of time, what we're looking at, Afif, is the obvious increase in the technical the technical personnel in the organization, and of course, I've mentioned the high-end participation in these large-scale projects. And when you're doing projects for government or private sector, you know, they need to get basically what they paid for. So it's important for us to have a high level of service, as you've mentioned earlier, that and the products themselves as well. So what we're looking at is somewhere between 750,000 to $1 million US. That's in terms of the plan over the next short few years. Hopefully we're looking at 3 to 5 years. Okay. And at that point of time, the infrastructure would have been solid for the company to run its operations with high mobility. And good supply chain processes for the regions which we are interested in, MENA, basically Middle East and North Africa.
Okay. This is for both sides of the company. We're talking about the product, and at the same time we're talking about the service.
Correct.
Okay. Very good. Hamad, let me tell you, what I would recommend in the next business counseling for growth that we will do with you is that instead of you coming to my office, is that I would like to go and visit you in the company, to have a look around at the floor plan, look around at your products, your services, and really feel how this company is working. Because as much as you explain, it'll be very difficult to really visualize the size, the quality of this business. So accordingly, if you wouldn't mind, I would like to schedule the next business counseling at your office, at your convenience. This is one. Two, what I would like to do is, I would like to link you with our financial business counselor, if you don't mind, just to look into the disbursement of this $750,000 to $1 million investment that you require. We would like to know, where did this figure come about, and where will this figure go into? I would like to also see the possibility if we can go more into detail on the technology requirements that you have. This is a very technical business, so we'd like to know, get more insight on the quality of the technology that you would require, being very specific. And as you know, we as UNIDO, we have investment technology promotion offices around the world that can provide us some technology. And I know that you've been recently in an entrepreneurs forum in Rome.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit, because what I heard is that you had some good business meetings on technology providers. So if you can.
As a GCC citizen, as a GCC company, we're always looking for new products, new technologies that we can bring that complements our offerings. And we saw very great interest from the Italians here, who are interested in providing their products and their technology and pushing it into the Gulf market. And of course, having a medium or having a strong partner, as I always say, is crucial and critical to a successful, sustainable business. And we've had numerous discussions with some interesting prospects we'll see how they turn out in the next short few weeks, hopefully. Aside from that, it's a beautiful city with beautiful people, and we're very happy to be here.
That's for sure. When it comes to the collaboration you're going to have with this Italian counterpart of the technology providers, we can also try to facilitate things for you when it comes to technology, when it comes to other requirements. Feel free to call us at any time, and I will be calling you in a couple of days, and then where we can sit down and discuss the further steps to be taken by the business.
Excellent.
In today's sample of growth business counseling, in growth business counseling, it is very essential, especially in the line of business that Muhammad has. It's very technically advanced. And I know that some of the business counselors, or we business counselors, we do not need to know everything about anything. So accordingly, the idea is, should you not be able to understand this high-end technology business, I would recommend that you bring in someone or an ad hoc business counselor who has the technical know-how of this business, because in the next business counseling session with Muhammad, things are going to get too technical, and the business counselor should be able to cope with this requirements and with this know-how. Growth is not an issue that is, most companies can grow. But our job as business counselors is to ensure that this growth, that the entrepreneur is capable of managing this growth. And this is the key to the growth of the business. Any business you see around you has the potential to grow. But we want to ensure that the entrepreneur who's managing this business can manage this growth. In my view, Muhammad has very strong potential because he has a strong entrepreneurship spirit. His father is with him, who has the technical background, and I know Muhammad is not an engineer. He plans to, if you recall what he said, I'm planning to do a master's in engineering. So now with the father, where's the technology source? The son, who's the entrepreneur, this business will grow. And I think they already have established name. Turnover of 2 to 3 million is a good turnover for a business started 7-8 years ago. I believe that's very important. And I'm sure that Muhammad has the entrepreneurial spirit and capabilities to do that. Once again, I recommend business counselors at the end of each business counseling session to register and record the discussions that happened, what follow-up steps are to be taken. And please, I insist always on this, business counselors should move away from their desks and go to the ground, go to the field, go and visit the entrepreneur. Regardless how much we hear from Muhammad on the size of the business, we will not be able to realize and visualize the size and the magnitude and the quality of this business unless we go on the ground, on the floor shop, and have a look around and talk to their staff, see their products, see their quality, and see their customers. Because this is where you get most of the feedback. Muhammad, you would like to say concluding remarks of this business counseling?
Thank you for this good session. And I would just like to say one thing to all the prospects here. As a personal beneficiary for myself, my family, and my business as well, I would like to thank UNIDO for giving us the opportunity. And I would highly recommend every person with a good idea. It's not a question of whether or not you have a good idea, it's a question of whether or not you are implementing it. And you need the right mentors and you need the right platform to be able to implement such ideas. And I believe that UNIDO, with their support, no matter whether you're an engineer, a financier, a banker, you need a set of different skills. You need the communication skills, the negotiation skills, the leadership, the management. And this doesn't come only with, it doesn't come innate. Okay, it's a learned process, it's trials, it's tribulations. It's not easy, but with the right mentors, in my humble opinion, with the right mentors and with the right guidance and with time, everybody will hopefully reach that kind of level.
Thank you, Muhammad. With this, we conclude this lesson. Thank you very much.